We here? Yeah, I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom, Consul, Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in this room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. Yeah, I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Yeah. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is another episode of My Thoughts, and as the title states, all about a dollar on My Thoughts 262. Let's look at the ancestors and we'll get straight to it.
One thing you have to get through your mind and keep it. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception.
All right. That's the ancestors. Okay. Very grateful. And I'm very honored to have sat at the foot of all that knowledge that they left for anybody on the planet to dig into, if you will. If you feel like going and seek and finding history and historical truths of things that you were lied to, you can tap into a lot of resources that the ancestors left by way of literature, research. It's a bunch of videos and things like that. You have lectures, you have debates. It's there for the world to see. So I'm very honored to have came across this information, and now I feel, so relieved of all that burden that was put on me, which was nothing but lies, because I started saying something yesterday about the Western world, and what I'm doing here is to try to continue to show the African community, or whoever's going to watch me, that whatever we received here in the Western world, since African people has been in the Western world, however they got here, a lot of people have discrepancies on how they got here. Oh, we just woke up here. No, it was a thing called slavery. But everything you had in this Western world was set up by the European. But the thing about that is, we had all these things before the European colonized anyone, okay? There was no European on the planet, and African people still had their own spiritual systems. They still had what you call today gods. A lot of people call them neters or neterus. A lot of people call them deities and things of that understanding. So everything that the European put before us in this geographic location, the Western world, was done with the intent and purpose of being used to facilitate European domination. That's why I always play that video. Everything that came from the European mind was meant to do just that. See, what the teacher is supposed to do, this is how you can gauge a good teacher. A good teacher, and this is John Henry Clark, this is a quote from Dr. Clark. A teacher is to the teacher's job is to show the student how to be a great user of power. See, if you just abuse power and you don't know how to use power, then you didn't have a great teacher. And one thing about the westernized world, you were taught by the European, so he was never going to let you learn enough to take his power from him. No teacher will teach you how to take their power away. No power structure will do that. That's why that's very important, that little piece of video. And you can go watch the whole lecture. That was before he was getting ready to transition. That was before he passed away. So again, that's why I always play that. So today we're going to talk about Creflo Dollar. Okay, a greedy son of a gun, in my own words. Creflo Dollar is all about a dollar, just what the title states. I told you before, he beat up on his daughter because, see, they go by proverbs and all this type of stuff. They handcraft a God to their liking, and his God was okay with what he did because he can use these cheap, silly Bible scriptures and the doctrine of the Bible, which is foolish and stupid, and not one thing in the Bible has ever happened. None of the stories is real because none of the people are real. You hear me? African people. This is very important. Listen to this. He's handcrafted a God because he belongs to prosperity teaching. So he's handcrafted and put a God together that's befitting of him, that's prosperous. It's this oversized white man with unlimited money. So he believed that's what he should have. You hear me? Because you're an image of the God that you put in your mind. You serve the God that you created. God is the man that speaks for God. You hear me? Let's talk, African people. Let's talk today. Creflo Dollar handcrafted a money-hungry, greedy God, and he can abuse his daughters. Hey, this is what they're alleging. I didn't make it up. I'm going to show you the video of this man beating up on his youngest daughter. The story was corroborated by the older daughter that he choked her by the neck, punched her, and all this old carrying on. And this is all written down. The charges was dropped, but it's still been recorded. He went to jail and all this type of stuff in Augusta, Georgia. And I'm going to show you that. Then after that, his congregation didn't leave him. Oh no, because he went to Proverbs. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Meaning, if you lighten up on them ass whoopings, the child will go astray. You hear me? And like I say, that's where it comes from. If I can't put God in you, I can't preach God in you, I beat hell out you. You hear me? So Proverbs lets you understand that you can beat your child. That's your child. You beat them into some sense. The Lord said, don't, knock them upside the head, whatever. So he's handcrafted a rich, oversized white man God that's money hungry, and he beat up on his daughters. You hear me? Let's look at that. This is Creflo Dollar, greedy son of a bitch, like I said, but I love him. He's misguided and don't know any better. He's a damn fool. He has damn fool syndrome, dumbass syndrome, and jackass syndrome. All three syndromes. Full blown, chronic. You hear me? You can find this and watch wherever you can in its entirety. This is just a fair use act. I don't own it. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions and scrutiny, and I believe this is a teaching moment. Let's look at old money getting Creflo Dollar. No, that ain't it. That's it right there.
Number 6. Pastor Creflo Dollar. It is a big enough issue when members of the congregation expose a pastor, but when those members are also family members, it's a full-blown scandal.
It's one thing when the congregation exposes the pastor, but it's another thing when family do it. It becomes a scandal, and that's just what happened here. You hear me? Why is this gentleman saying that? Because he's going by the stories that was corroborated from the daughter, and they reported it on the news, and it was wrote up like that in his charge. He beat up on his daughter. We have a witness that was on the scene, the oldest sister. Let's listen to it, African people. I'm not going to let him get away. This is a money-hungry bastard who hand-shaped a God into his liking because, see, God is the man that speaks for God. So at this moment, he's God. I don't know if you guys are understanding that. It's very simple, but God is the man that speaks for God. Let's continue, African people. You hear me? It's not that hard. This is why they do what they do. They feel like they can do whatever they want to do because they're God right here. They coming out the raggedy ass Bible with them silly scriptures, and they know more than you, so they become your God too. Let's continue. This is sad.
That's precisely what we got, Pastor Creflo Dollar. In June 2012, Dollar, who has 5 children with his wife Taffy, was accused of attacking his 15-year-old daughter.
In 2012, he got 5 children by his wife named Taffy, another greedy woman. When you get a man like this, you have to carry on in a greed with him. She can't stop him unless you have to get a divorce. So she goes along with this greed as well. But guess what? He her God too. And she's God to the people that she speaks to. But let's continue. In 2012, he beat up on his youngest daughter that was 15. This is how the story goes. Now, I'm not alleging it. I'm showing you the story that's already been written. Let's continue.
According to the story, corroborated by his older daughter, Dollar choked and punched the girl. He was subsequently arrested by the Fayette County Sheriff's Office in Georgia.
In Fayette, Georgia, according to the oldest daughter, you just heard it. I had forementioned it, but now you heard this reporter saying it. The oldest daughter said she seen Creflo, the father, her father as well, grabbed young daughter by the throat, beat up on her, punch her, throw her down, choke her, slam her, and all this carrying on. And he was taken to jail in Fayette County. This is him coming on out the jail with his fat, money hungry, out of shape ass, looking to go get some more soul food, down that famous soul food. Or he's looking to go to Donna's and M&M's Soul Food, all these places, whatever you got down there in Fayetteville, and to spend some more of the church people's hard-earned money. Because he accept that like it ain't nothing. Let's continue, African people. These people are disgraceful, despicable liars, and they lead thousands upon thousands of people's souls. How can somebody lead your soul and your spirituality? This is what I'm trying to break you away from, African people. You don't need this damn fool in your life. This is a damn fool and foolishness. You don't need this in your life. The only person leading you should be you. Let's continue, African people.
Georgia.
Pastor, can you say what happened? Level, same problem every white parent going through. Anything you want to say to your congregation?
He denied the allegations, but was required to attend anger management sessions before the charges could be dropped.
He denied the allegations, but was required to do anger management classes before they agreed to drop the charges. That a bitch. He don't need no charges dropped. I don't care if he did 100 anger management. He need his ass whooped like he whooped that baby's ass. Because you know what? He's somebody's child too. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So his mama must not whooped his ass lately. I mean, this is, if you believe it, this is how his mother must not have had to whooped his ass enough. Because he needs another ass whooping. You hear me? Somebody didn't teach him right. You beat up on your daughters? I mean, hey, if the Bible says okay, his mama did it to him, so he's doing it to his babies. Let's continue, African people. This is sad.
Clarifying the incident to his congregation, Dollar stated that it was just a family conversation that got emotional. He denied punching or choking her and added that the bruise on her neck was from a prior injury.
The truth is that a family conversation with our youngest daughter got emotional. She was not choked. She was not punched.
Creflo Augustus Dollar Jr. is an...
This man is a bold-faced liar. And he going to the same hell that they sending me to for saying that he's a liar. He's going to the same hell that people would send me to. He's going with gasoline draws on if it's such a place. She wasn't punched. She wasn't beaten and choked. Lied and said that the bruise and scratch on her neck was from a prior incident. What kind? What 15-year-old girl have scratches and bruises on their neck at the same time you've been investigating for what your oldest daughter said you choked her and beat her? Coincidental? You might say. Let's continue.
American televangelist who founded Christian World Changers Church International, a ministry based in Atlanta, Georgia. He has often been criticized for his version of the gospel, which focuses on preaching prosperity. In addition to owning mansions in New Jersey and Atlanta, Dollar travels in private jets and Rolls Royces.
The prosperity gospel is a biblical heresy.
In 2015, he took things a step further when he asked the congregation to buy him a $65 million jet, the Gulfstream G650. He claimed he needed the jet to travel at his convenience and...
The Gulfstream G650. Shit. It's just hard to say, so I know it's hard to buy. He wanted a $65 million jet. Why does this pork chop sucking, neck bone eating, spare rib, I want some spare ribs. Why is this fat ass man, and I don't care if he work out, he still look like a husky individual to me. Why does this chunky man who beats up on his daughters and things like that, if he beat up on his daughter, who knows what his wife has went through? You have to think of that because this is his baby. You don't do nothing to your baby girl that you don't want going on forward. You don't want nobody doing to her forward. If he beat up on his daughter's baby, ain't no telling how he didn't beat up on Taffy. This is just me alleging, and I mean not alleging, this is just me pondering and giving my opinions and my thoughts now. I'm not alleging him of anything. I don't have to do that. This was all written up and documented. The charges were dropped later on when he agreed to do the anger management. So I didn't allege anything. We just talking now. This fat ass man asked for a $65 million jet. And at that time, they had one of his congregants. And she caught the bus. And the lady gave her interview. She didn't even have a vehicle. But she come catch the bus go to Atlanta to his church. Said he deserved that plane. He doing Lord's work and he deserved that plane. So this lady that catch the bus took money out of her pocket to give towards this greedy, pork chop sucking bastard to get that $65 million jet. And he achieved it. Oh, thank God. I guess that's what people supposed to say. Silly shit up out of here. This man needs a first class ass whooping. What's wrong with having a first class ticket open? You can get a flight. I can get a flight tonight. I might not like the price if I get it on down the line. It's cheaper. But I can get a flight tonight if I want to. I don't care what it costs. I want to fly right now. I can book it. Why don't he just buy a first class plane ticket open for him and his wife? Year round. Every time I call first class, anywhere I want to go, if I want to leave this hour or the next hour, just take me to the airport. You hear me? Why don't he just do that with his fat pork chop sucking ass? Let's continue, African people. This man eat chitlins too. You hear me?
Added in a sermon that he was free to believe God for a $65 million plane. You can't stop me from dreaming. I'm going to dream until Jesus comes, he said.
In which way is this jet important for your ministry?
Well, in order for me to do what I've been called to do, the airlines, they don't fly my schedule.
Lie detector test said that was a lie. In order for me to do what the Lord wanted me to do, he's sitting there, he just had a chitlin dinner. In order for me to do what the Lord wanted me to do, I need this plane. He's sitting up on his jet now with his fat ass. He just ate a pork chop and a chitlin dinner. Right there, he had 2 meats, and he had greens and all that type of stuff, cabbage and carrying on, with okra and all this old carrying on. He had all that stuff just a while ago, okay? This man ain't got no dignity, so I don't have to speak about him with dignity. This man ain't got no common sense, so I don't have to speak to him like he have any sense. I can believe for a $65 million jet. Will you go play basketball or football? Because I don't even think people like that still make all that money. They still don't go out and buy no G650 Golf $65 million jet. Michael Jordan may own one, but he a billionaire. The average guy walking around here does not have a G6 Gulfstream 650 $65 million jet. The average guy don't have that. Patrick Mahomes may not even have that. That's not stuff I investigate, but Dak Prescott may not even own one of those. You hear me? Barack Obama probably don't have one of his own. But his fat ass need one because he say, the Lord want me to do this work and the airlines don't fly my schedule. Lie detector test said that was a lie. He's all about a dollar. He's full of crap. He's full of trash because he is trash, and he's spewing trash which comes from the trash doctrine. See, you can only put out what's of you. Like you say, the fruit gonna bear from the tree that it is. The tree can only put out the fruit that it is. If this is a mango tree, that's all I'm gonna pump out is mango. He pump out full of shit because that's the type of tree he is. That's my thoughts on the videos. Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom Consul, Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in this room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. This is what I do, and I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I add some more to it. This man needs a first-class ass whooping. He got all 3 syndromes: damn fool syndrome, dumbass syndrome, and jackass syndrome. Chronic, okay? He needs a first-class ass whooping. He didn't need no Gulfstream jet. He needed a first-class ass whooping. Simple as that. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe because it won't cost you a fee. Education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. So before you pick up a weapon or a silly religion, pick up some knowledge. If anybody's offended by anything you heard, I mean every word. This is not to take religion from you or your pastor, your pork chop sucking and your neck bone loving pastor, Creflo Dollar. You can still go to all his pastors, all his sermons and all his Sunday nights. You can go listen whenever you want. It ain't gonna hurt me. I'm just giving you information to watch out about and things that you should know. Okay? Yeah. If anybody's offended by anything you heard, I meant every word. See y'all tomorrow.